yogis. Anybody out there? 7, 8, let's see. Got about 1 more minute and then we'll start. If you are out there, we are just going to start in child's pose. So just coming into child's pose and just allowing yourself to sink down into your seat. Yes. We find this first pose today, just really allowing yourself to just melt down. It doesn't need to be a big pose or shape, just allow yourself to sink. And just take a few breaths there as we just prepare, as people arrive and set up. Today I have a pillow that I'm going to use for a blanket. You can also use a towel. You might place that pillow or blanket or towel behind your knees if you feel really tight or if you have some knee problems. Just allow yourself to sink there. Just allow yourself to melt into this child's pose. You can always rest your head up onto a block or a book. And just take your breath. Just feel the breath, the inhales and exhales. Notice all the thoughts going around in your head. And just begin to release them, let them go. And bring that busyness of the mind, bring it into the breath. Just allow yourself to feel the breath, the rise and fall of the breath here. Feeling the breath into the back of the body, into the shoulder blades. And then just feel the breath right in front of you. You can notice in this child's pose, the earth is right there. Just allow yourself to endlessly just pause. If you're new to the practice of yoga, this will be a little more challenging, just allowing the mind to calm down, allowing the mind to give you time and space to just be here right now together on your mat with me, with each other. So be kind. Just be really kind and generous to yourself as you take your time and move through this gentle practice today. And again, just feel the breath into the back of the body, into the shoulder blades, sort of running up the spine, expanding into the shoulder blades and the neck. And then just notice the exhales as they just softly release you back into that place of stillness. Again, those inhales and those exhales. Just feel the inhale and the exhale. Again, just a few more rounds. These breaths just filling you up. And these exhales. And then very slowly, we're going to just come up to our hands and knees. So tabletop position. If you had a blanket wrapped behind your knees, you can take it to the side or bring it under your knees. And then just feel as you do these hands onto the earth, your mat, the knees underneath your hips, and just kind of move around a little bit here. So just exploring movement. You can roll the hips and move the head and just make maybe some circles at the hips, at the spine, and then maybe switch direction. Just explore it. No right or wrong here. Beautiful. And then just come back, that nice neutral tabletop position, hands and knees. And then we're going to take and curl the toes under. So just find that little curl of the toes and kind of shimmy around in these different shapes that we'll go into today. And then I want you to kind of sit back towards the heels and just get a nice stretch into the feet, the soles of the feet and the toes. So as you sit back into the toes, you might go all the way down. You might sit down into the heels, or you might stay a little bit higher, or you might even find you can sit up onto the heels. So whatever it is for you. And then just kind of move around. For me, going a little too deep, sitting back, it bothers my knees. So I just want to stay a little higher and still get that same delicious kind of massage into the feet. A little intense at times, but I was thinking we might not be walking as much if we're not getting to all of our busy things we do every day. So our feet could use a good stretch today. As you do that, just let the head go as well. And revisit the breath. So as you breathe in and out, it allows the mind to calm, especially if you're tight into this feet area. And then very slowly release, coming back up to that hands and knees. And then just give the feet a little tap on the earth. And then from here, we're going to take and move into cow pose. And in this cow pose, we're going to begin to lift the chest and the chin, and the tail then lifts behind us. And instead of the shoulders being up towards the ears, let them draw down away from the ears and kind of spread the chest, spread the collarbones, lifting the tail. And then very slowly, you're going to begin to take the tail and begin to tuck it under, drawing the belly button to the spine, and then rolling as you tuck the chin under and stretching into the back of the body. This is called cat pose. And just pause into these shapes. Feel the space in between the shoulder blades opening up. And then slowly from here, we're going to move back into that cow. So again, the chest lifts, the tail lifts, the heart goes forward. And then exhale as you round the tail, round in the chin and reach into the back of the body. And we're going to move a little bit more with the breath now. So an inhale lifts you to cow pose. And an exhale rounds you to cat pose. Inhaling, lifting to cow, and exhaling, rounding to that cow. One more round, that full round, the inhale to that cow, and that exhale to that cat. Should feel good. And then back to the hands and knees, and just maybe shifting a little bit. If your hands are getting a little tired, try and cup them a little bit more instead of kind of landing into the heels of the hands. And then from here, we're going to take that right leg, bring it out behind you. We did this yesterday, and just kind of sit back into that heel, stretching the calf. And try and keep the head in line with spine, so not collapsing, but also not kind of locking into the back of the neck. Just keep it a little bit more in line, gaze slightly out in front. Nice. And then from here, we're going to take this right leg and we're going to lift it off the mat. And as you do, reach the crown of head in front and tail behind, foot behind. And then bend that right knee and stay stable here as we begin to circle into that right hip. Slow circles. Beautiful. And then from here, just switch direction, heading the other way. Warming the body, you should feel it, building some heat. Beautiful. And then take this leg, bring it out behind you. And then from here, I want you to lift the leg, lift the chest, and feel if you can a little stretch into the front of the body, but really sending that heart forward. And then from here, we're going to tuck the nose to knee underneath you, a little bit of that core, but also that nice stretch. And then capture the inhale, lift and lift the leg, lift the chest. And then exhale, nose to knee underneath you. They don't have to touch. It's movement and breath. Inhale, lift. And then exhale, back, nose to knee. Beautiful. Take it long again. Reach it long. And then take this right knee, bring it down, and we're going to slide back into that child's pose. So as you do, just allow yourself to sit back. You can always slide that pillow or blanket behind the knees and just let yourself melt there. Take your breath, inhales and exhales. One more breath. And then slowly coming back up, hands and knees, tabletop position. And then from here, we're going to take that left leg and we're going to take it out behind us. And we're going to curl the toes under on that left leg and just sit back into it, massaging that calf, that leg. And just feel a little space, the foot getting a nice massage as well. Beautiful. And then from here, lift that leg, bend the left knee, and same thing as the other side. Just make some small, even circles at the hips. Stabilizing. And then switch direction. Really nice. And then from here, we're going to take that left leg, we're going to reach it out behind us, and we're going to lift the chest, lift the leg. So finding that stretch, that extension of the front of the body, and then slowly tuck the knee towards the nose and nose towards the knees, rounding into the back. Capture an inhale, send the leg back, chest lifts, and then again, exhale underneath you. And one more, sending it back, reaching nice and long. And then exhale, rounding underneath you. Beautiful. Send that leg back one more time, just reaching that length into our bodies. And then bring that left knee down. And again, slide into that child's pose. Just let the knees come a little bit wider. Toes can come together and melt back down into this earth. Forehead might touch the earth. You might even stack your hands fist over fist and just allow the forehead to rest in that sort of pocket of the thumb and first finger. And just breathe there. Take your time. Take your breath. Good. And then from here, in this child's pose, we're going to take these hands and we're going to walk them over to the right. So as we do, walking them to the right from this child's pose, we're going to breathe into the left rib cage. So just feel a nice stretch coming into the whole left rib cage and left shoulder. Let the head release if you can. Taking your breath each time you arrive, just resettling yourself. And then slowly, you're going to walk the hands through center and then take them over to the left, sitting back into it as you breathe into your right side of your body, that rib cage, that shoulder. And just let the head go again. Taking your breath and just endlessly resettling the mind. Beautiful. And then from here, coming back to center, hands out in front if you can, and just melt the chest again, taking that exhale. And then slowly coming up to that tabletop position again. And from this tabletop position, we're going to walk our hands out a little bit down in front of us. And if you have blocks or books, you might slide them underneath your hands, just to give you a little bit more lift here. And then we're going to curl the toes under and just lift into a downward facing dog. And don't overthink this dog. Sometimes we get really serious about it. I just want you to take, it's a big upside down V. And just let yourself kind of move through bending one knee and lifting the heel, bending the other. And again, you can use the blocks or not. And just see if you can let the head go. You might even let the chin roll to the right and then to the left. A gentle nod of the chin, yes and no. Beautiful. And then slow from here. I love to do this. Walk the hands back to the feet, but let the feet be wider than the hips. So as you do, you can bend the knees a little bit and then just rock a little bit side to side. You might take opposite elbows as well. So kind of crossing the elbows and feeling that you rock gently side to side. And really important, just endlessly letting that head and neck go. And then if you have opposite elbows, just switch them. Take the other side and just notice. Take a breath and inhale. That exhale melts you. And then from here, just let the arms melt down. So as you do, we're calling this our forward fold. So we're just kind of draping our bodies. Knees can be soft so that the belly and chest can kind of rest on the thighs. And then we're going to take and come into a half lift. So this first half lift, we're going to take and bring the hands to the thighs. And then we're going to lengthen. So we're kind of having a almost 90 degree at the hip crease. And that back of the spine, almost like I could put a cup of tea on it. And then just let the shoulders melt away from the ears. Get some extra length into the neck. Feel the breath, that inhale, and the exhale, drawing the belly in so you can feel the muscles of the back kind of wrapping around to the core. And then take another inhale, and then melt back to that forward fold, just letting your body drape there. We're going to do that again. Taking an inhale, hands come to the thighs. Take that half lift. And then exhale, melt, forward fold. One more, take that half lift to lengthen. And then exhale again, forward fold. Really nice. And then from here, we're going to soften the knees even more, but we're going to lift the inner thighs. And we're going to tuck the chin and roll up to standing, almost counting the vertebrae, tucking the chin so that you can just feel the body rolling up. Should feel really delicious. And at the top, just let the shoulders roll down and away from the ears. So you're standing nice and tall. And then just bring the feet a little bit more underneath you. So now here we are standing in what's called Tadasana or mountain pose. Feel length from the ears to the shoulders, this expansion into the heart center. And then just bring these hands to your heart center and bow into that. Bow into your heart. And bow into each other, this ability to practice together through the internet while we're home. The ability to connect with each other, so important. And we honor ourselves by keeping our bodies healthy and moving. Our minds balanced and focused. Beautiful. And then from here, we're going to just lift our heads up. And we're going to take these arms, we're going to bring them down alongside our body, and we're just going to circle these shoulders, just taking a nice little circle, one direction. And relax the neck as well. And then just slow, take them the other direction. It might feel a little odd as you roll the other way. Perfect. Beautiful. And then let the arms just come down alongside your body again. We're going to take these arms out to a T, and then we're going to turn the palms up to the sky. And then we're going to take these palms and we're going to bring them down onto our shoulders. And again, we did this yesterday in our chair yoga. If that feels too much, then just take the hands a little bit lower to your chest. either way. And then we're going to just make some circles there. Again, just loosening up these areas, all parts of our body, these areas like the shoulders and the neck, where we hold so much tension. See if you can just soften it. Relaxing the head. Feel free to just gently move it as you move the arms and shoulders. Perfect. And then just take it the other way. Again, as I often say, just move into the sweetness, the goodness. What feels good, go there. Perfect. And then from here, take these arms and reach them up to the sky. So as you reach them nice and long, we're going to hook the thumbs, reach extra long through the body, and then take this over to the left. And as you take it to the left, hips go to the right. And just take a breath there, relaxing the neck. You might move it around a little bit. And then come back through center, switch the grip. It'll feel odd. And then take it over to the right and the hips over to the left. And again, just stretching through the hips and rib cage. Really nice. And then inhale, come back up. And then we're going to take these hands and exhale and just release them again down alongside our body and just let the shoulders relax, let the neck relax. Perfect. And then take these arms back up to the sky, reaching nice and long. Soften the knees and then fold forward again. So as you fold forward, allow some length into the spine as you drape. Take the hands, this time bring them to your shins, or you can bring them back to your thighs, doesn't matter. And then melt and release. And then again, we're gonna come up, but this time we're gonna take the arms all the way out to the side, root to rise, as us yogis say. Take the hands up to the sky, palms together, and then bring all of that goodness into your heart. And we're going to do that same movement 3 times. So as we do, we're going to sweep, open up that heart, stretching the body, reaching for the sun, the sky. Exhale as we root and lower, forward fold, Uttanasana. Take that half lift, hands can come to the shins or the thighs. Melt, forward fold. And then again, reach all the way out and up, reaching for the sun. And then hands come back as you draw all that goodness into your heart. And again, take and sweep up, inhaling. Diving forward nice and long as you exhale. Slide the hands again, shins or thighs. Lengthen your spine. Melt and release. And root to rise on an inhale. Half sun salutations. And then exhale. Hands to our heart center. From here, take and sweep the arms up to the sky again. And soften the knees as we fold forward again. Take a half lift as you lengthen that spine. And then melt and release here. We're going to take that that right leg, and we're going to step it back. And as we do, the hands can be on the earth or the fingertips, or you might slide the book or block down under the hands. It's totally fine. And just find a little bit of that motion of rocking side to side. Good. Sorry. And as you rock side to side, just allow that feeling of loosening up, that freedom of the hips. And then from here, take and bring that right knee down to the earth. And then as you do, again, fingertips, blocks, or earth, just lift the chest a little bit and just open this up. And then take the hands and bring them to the top of your left thigh and just lift up. Yeah, and just open up that heart. Open up that chest. Gaze out in front. And then from here, take the arms up to the sky, reaching nice and tall. And then we're going to take these arms, reach to the sky, take a nice exhale. Inhale again. And then take the right hand to the outside of your left knee, and left hand's going to wrap into your lower back, palm facing out. Take a nice inhale and slow twist to the left. Take your time. Feel the space, heart opens, and the exhale breaths calm you. Beautiful. And then slowly unravel. Take the arms back up to the sky. Feel the legs working. And then bring the hands down to the mat. We're going to take this left leg and we're just going to lengthen it out. So as we do, the hands might walk back, or again, these blocks might come underneath the hands, and just feel that long leg. And just take a few breaths there. That left sit bone reaching back, and the body just torso melting over the leg. Don't overdo it, please. Just breathe into it. The leg doesn't need to be straight. One more breath. And then from here, slowly begin to bend that left foot again. Coming back to that lunge. We're going to curl and lift that right leg up. And then just step that foot in a little bit. And we're going to step forward. And as we do, take that half lift, that long spine, and then melt into that forward fold. And then from here, again, root to rise, coming all the way up to standing, touching the ceiling, maybe lifting the heart and leaning back just a little bit. And then hands come to your heart center. And just feel the warmth you're building in your body as you just pause again into this practice together. And then from here, other side. So we're going to take these arms, sweep them up to the sky. And then fold as you lengthen your spine, coming into that forward fold. We're going to take that half lift again. And then planting the hands on the blocks or the earth, we're going to step that left leg back nice and long. And same thing, just rock a little bit over that leg, so over that foot, and just get some nice movement there. And then allow that left knee to come down onto the earth. Just pause there again. Just feel a nice opportunity to just lean in a little bit and then open up the chest. And then nice and controlled, we're going to take these hands, slide them to the top of that right knee and lift up, shoulders over the hips, gaze out in front, heart open, focused. And then take these arms, if it feels okay, take the arms up to the sky, reaching long through the sides of your body. And then we're going to take this left hand to the outside of the right knee, and this right hand's going to come into the lower back, palm facing out. Lengthen up a little bit, and then begin to twist to the right. And just pause there. Just feel as you take the twist, you're kind of rooting out of the earth and twisting to the right. One more breath. And then slowly unraveling, taking the arms back up to the sky. And then the hands slowly back down to the earth or the blocks. And then from here, that nice stretch behind the right leg. So we slowly just kind of lengthen that right leg. And again, you can use your blocks or books here. Take that leg a little bit longer, toes roll up, and just lengthen slightly and melt over that leg. Just a nice massage into that leg. Again, the right knee can be really nice and bent if you need it to be, so don't force these hamstrings, please. And just pause, feel the breath. And again. And then slowly from here, we're going to take and bring that right foot back down onto the earth. And then taking that left foot, lift that left knee up as you curl the toes. And then just step that left foot in a little bit. And then from here, step all the way forward. Lengthen your spine out and melt into that forward fold. And just let your body breathe here for a moment. A little bit of a rocking side to side. And then again, find that half lift, forward fold. And then soften the knees and then root to rise, coming all the way up to standing. A little bit of a back bend, heart lift, and then hands come in to your heart center as you pause here. And then from here, we're going to step back and open up these feet wide. So as we do, we're coming into a nice wide stance. A couple of standing poses here. So with these standing poses and this wide stance, we're going to take and turn the right toes out. And that left foot, we're going to just keep it sort of at 90 degrees and then bend the left toes out and bend that knee. So we're not mirroring as much now. So take the arms and reach them out to the sides and get a little space as you are in your warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. So as you feel that warrior, their hips are kind of externally rotating and there's a nice stretch coming into the hips. And let the arms reach long and relax the shoulders. And then from here, we're going to take these arms, reach them up to the sky, and we're going to lengthen out that leg, turning it back in. So now the feet are parallel. And we're going to turn the opposite foot out and bend that knee and reach into warrior 2 on the other side. Taking your time there. The back toes are at 90 degrees. And we're just opening up. Breathing here, feeling some strength working through the legs, through the pelvic floor as it lifts, a little bit of a stretch into the hips. Take another breath. Beautiful. And then from here, we're going to straighten out that front leg, reach the arms to the sky. So turning that foot in. So both feet are now parallel with one another and they're facing towards the same direction as your chest, as your gaze. I want you to take these hands and just bring them down onto the hips, roll the shoulders up and down the back of the body and open up this chest. So just feel this openness of the chest. Take a nice inhale. Soften the knees just a little bit and then begin to fold forward as you do, kind of melting over these legs, nice stretch of the spine. And then the hands can melt to the earth or to the blocks. And just take a few breaths there. I'm just coming to the screen because there's something funny going on here. Good. There we go, I'm back. Perfect. So as you're in this wide stance, just let yourself drape and just feel the breath. Feel the inhales and the exhales. Try not to collapse into the hips. There's a little bit of energy into the inner thighs. Really nice. And then from here, we're going to just take and bring the hands back to the hips, but we're going to lengthen the spine. So zip up those inner thighs. And then slowly we're going to lift up. Take your time on that back. Perfect. And then turn for me, it'll be my left foot out. And then we're going to just slowly step forward to the front of the mat again. Just kind of shaking out the hips a little bit and just letting them have a little space. And then from here, as we stand nice and tall, those nice warrior poses, we're going to take and sweep these arms back up to the sky. And then we're going to fold forward again. Uttanasana, forward fold. And then take a nice half lift again, long spine. And then place the hands on the mat. And this time, we're going to step back one foot and then the other and find that downward dog. So just pedaling a little bit, just feeling the goodness of this pose, this shape. Really nice. And then ever so slowly, bring the knees down to the mat. Let the toes slide towards each other. Knees can come a little bit wider and sit back into your heels and just drape yourself there. Let the head go. Let the body relax. And revisit that breath. Just revisit this space right here, right now. One more breath. And then from here, we're going to come up towards that tabletop, but we're going to come around and come into our first seated poses. So you might take, I have a pillow here today that I stole from my couch. Nice velvet one. I'm going to sit up onto it. And then in this first seated position, we're going to take and bring the soles of the feet together. This is called Baddha Konasana or bound ankle pose. So as you place have the toes, the big toes, the balls of the feet and the heels of the feet connecting, just want you to shift a little bit side to side and just feel the sit bones rooting down into the earth. And as you do that, you might just notice, maybe for me, I know my hips are really tight, so one knee might be higher than the other, and just kind of allow them to relax, not force or any of that, but just taking and bringing the breath there. So as we sit a little taller, and again, relax the shoulders, we're going to just take 5 breaths here together. Feeling the next inhale kind of waving up into your heart. And then the exhale, let your hips relax. And again, find that nice inhale, lengthening you, lifting you. And that exhale, relaxing those hips, knees kind of reaching for the earth. And 3 more, that inhale. And that exhale. 2 more, inhale. And that exhale. 1 more, inhaling and exhaling. Really nice. And then from here, we're going to take that inhale and just kind of lengthen our spine. I'm going to show you from the side. And then we're going to take and fold forward. So it doesn't need to be huge. Just lengthen. Maybe the hands wrap around the toes or the feet, and just let your body fold into this. And then as you find kind of that sweet spot, just let yourself melt into it. The spine can round and the inner thighs, outer hips can release, lower back area. Breathe into that space between the shoulder blades and the neck. And just take a few breaths there as well. Letting the head release. 2 more breaths. 1 more. And then very slowly from here, we're just going to roll ourselves up. Take your time. Beautiful. And then from here, we're going to take and bring that right leg out in front. So it's long out in front. And then this left leg, the sole of the foot comes to the inside. So it's kind of like a seated tree pose. And as you do, you might slide something under a pillow or a block underneath that left knee if you need it. And then again, sit nice and tall. Our torso slightly turns over that right leg. And then the hands can come down onto the earth, lengthen, and then slowly just begin to walk out slow, a little bit at a time. See if you can let those right toes be kind of up towards the sky. Let that left hip relax. And try not to collapse and round into this at first. Find that extra length as you walk out. And remember, we have this tendency to sort of collapse behind our knees. See if you can avoid that collapsing to get extra length. It's not doing it. I want you to soften and then bend the knee a little bit and then lift the quad muscle slightly and then melt forward. And just take a few breaths here. You'll notice this into your left hip and rib cage as well as up the back of that right leg. And breathe. Don't get too distracted by the mind. And then draw that belly button into your spine and just slowly begin to roll yourself back up. Really nice. And then from here, we're going to switch legs. So we're going to take that left leg, extend it long, and then that right leg, it comes to the inside of that left thigh. And just kind of shimmy around, feel the space, a little bit of that extra length in your body, that openness of the chest. And then we just slowly twist a little bit to the left over that left leg, and then feel length. So this forward fold comes from the lower back lengthening, and then the hands down onto the earth either side of that leg, and just slowly walk out. Slow, even breaths. Trying not to lock behind that knee and collapse, but a slight softer bent knee, and then a lifting of the quad muscle. And again, you'll feel this maybe into the right hip, and then up the back of that left leg, through the spine, into the neck. Listen for the breath. Listen for the inhales and exhales, just relaxing you, quieting the mind. Just one more breath, that full inhale, that full soft exhale. And then begin to take that belly button to the spine, so slightly engaging it and rolling up. So good. Really nice. And then from here, we're going to take both legs out in front. So you can take and have these legs nice and straight if you like, and come into this Paschimottanasana, this very big pose. But if you know and you're familiar and that's where you insist on going, go there. It's fine. But I love to take and kind of separate the feet maybe 2 fists apart, and then bend my knees a little bit. Again, I'll show you from the side. Yeah, and then taking these hands behind the knees, we're sitting tall again. And us yogis, we always like you to get that length into the lower back, that lifting of the belly button slightly under the ribs. And then as you do, draw the belly towards the thighs. And look, I'm not rounding. We're going to go into a little bit more rounding, but not yet. So as you draw in, take another breath and inhale as it lengthens you, the exhale drawing you a little closer. And then from here, begin to take the hands. You can take them to the outer edges of the feet, or take them behind the knees, that kind of opposite elbow. You can find them behind the knees. And then take another breath and inhale. And then let your spine round and just breathe there. This is a nice stretch for the back, but also depending on the legs, you'll feel this into the hamstrings. They're getting a nice healthy stretch there. So just take a few breaths. You can always extend the legs a little bit longer if you need more of the backs of the legs. But I really want you to feel this nice lengthening into the spine, shoulder, neck area, those places we hold tension. 3 more breaths. Those inhales and the exhales. 1 more. Really nice. And then Pull that belly button to your spine and let the hands release, and then ever so slowly just roll yourself up. Really nicely done. Good. And we're going to bring this down onto our mat. So I'm going to give, again, some options. I want us all to stay strong these next couple of weeks. So doing that, we need to also remember the stretches, but building some strength and keeping our core strong as well, but also building that mental strength. And I really think the practice of the breath is one way to really keep that mind focused and strong. So options, we can take the hands behind the knees, or we can take the arms and bring them out. We're going to just roll down to our mat. So at any time, just let yourself come down, or you don't have to do the roll downs at all. Whatever feels right. So I just want you to tuck the chin, draw the belly in, and just slightly roll. And then begin to take the breath. The inhale, and then the exhale, lowering a little bit. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale, draw the core in. Inhale, here's the hard part, and exhale. Maybe two more, or maybe one. Exhale. One more for me. And then exhale, lower that spine down. And then as your spine comes down, draw the knees in and just kind of rock that lower back a little bit. So it should feel good. Just roll that spine slightly. Massaging. Good. Really nice. And then from here, just open the knees a little bit wider, almost like that child's pose, but on your back. And just allow maybe some small circles. And then switch direction. Really nice. And then from here, we're going to take that right foot for you, left for me, and bring it down onto the earth. And then we're going to take that leg and we're going to extend it up to the sky and then just circle the ankle. So I think actually you should have your right leg to the sky. Right leg to the sky if you don't. And then circle that right ankle, that leg in the sky. Really nice. Click, click, click. I have a couple of those. And then switch direction. Perfect. And then from here, we're going to take this right ankle and cross it over that left knee. And you might stay here, so just kind of opening it up. And we did this yesterday. You might even lift the heel and come to the ball of the foot and just kind of deepen into that a little bit. Or you can always place the foot onto a book or block. Or if you have the space and you want to go deeper, bring these hands, wrap them behind that left thigh, and just draw this in a little bit. And just feel a nice stretch into your right hip. Either way, either of these ways, there's 3 ways you can do this, right? So just honor what is right for your body, especially if you're new to the practice of yoga. Just really take your time to commit and get sort of a knowledge of your body, of what it means. So if your legs are in, just stay with that. And then slowly, if your leg is lifted, bring that left foot back down onto the earth. And draw that right leg back into your chest. And then from here, we're going to take, with this right leg drawn in, we're going to take the left leg and extend it long to the earth. So just feel this nice kind of front of that hip opening up. And then we're going to take this right leg and just kind of draw it across your body, coming into a supine twist. So taking it across your body just slightly, and then just be really aware of that, that right shoulder. See, it wants to roll up. So you can just kind of bring it back down. Just find that balance between the hip and the shoulder. not overdoing either. And if you feel it's too much in the shoulder, just bring that right hand and kind of place it onto your rib cage, or just wrap that arm around your waist a little bit. Just protect those shoulders where you need. Really nice. One more breath here. Nice. And then slowly from here, coming out of the twist, we're going to draw that right leg back into our chest, giving it a hug. And then we're going to place that right foot down onto the earth. The knee stays bent. And we're going to take that left leg and bring it in, giving it a hug in. Nice. And then from here, we're going to place this left ankle over the right knee. So as we do, we just kind of settle, open that up slightly. And then here, you can keep it right here with the foot on the earth and the ankle over the knee, or you might lift up onto the ball of that right foot and just feel a little bit of activity into that left hip. Or you might take these hands and wrap them behind that right thigh, drawing this in and just opening it up. Nice big stretch down the back of that left leg. Try and relax the shoulders, relax the neck a little bit more than you might think to do. Taking a few breaths here. Beautiful. One more breath. And then bringing that right foot down to the earth, drawing that left leg back into the chest. And then extend that right leg nice and long. Kind of fuss around for a moment, getting that body connected to the earth again. And then take this left leg across your body. Let that left arm maybe open out to the T, but find that balance here, not kind of lifting off the mat with that shoulder, but that balance. If your shoulder's really tight or it has an injury that you need to take care of, just please modify. You can place that left hand onto your rib cage or even kind of wrap it around at your waist, whatever feels right to you. Just take a few breaths there. And again. One more breath. And then slowly from here, coming out of the twist, drawing that left leg back into your chest, giving it a hug. And this time, bringing the right leg into the chest as well and just massaging that back slightly. You might rock side to side. And then from here, I'm going to come into this pose called Happy Baby, or Happy Buddha, as I like to call it. And this pose, you're taking the feet and kind of taking them to the sky, and your hands can either wrap around the outside of the feet, the inside, that arch of the foot, or you can wrap the pointer finger and middle finger, your peace fingers around the toe, and kind of sit that lower back down onto the earth and just kind of rock a little bit here. Now, if that's not available, if you feel like you can't reach that, just bring the hands behind the thighs or to the ankles and just find the pose that way. Just explore what's right for you. Don't get locked in your head that something has got to be perfect or that you're doing it wrong. So wherever it is for you. Beautiful. And then bring these knees back into your chest, giving them a hug. And then slide these soles of the feet down onto the earth. We're just going to gently rock the knees side to side. Some nice gentle windshield wipers just connecting to the body. And feel free to pause into any sweet spot that might feel good. If you rock to the right and it's like, that feels good, I'm just going to pause there. These last few moments, just really making it about any movements that feel good to you. If you have another pose that you would like to take, then feel free to take it. And just again, just some gentle movements. And then from here, we're going to just take the legs and we're going to extend them long. So kind of reaching them long and shifting the hips, the shoulder blades. And then just let your arms kind of move away from the body and release down onto the earth and just allow yourself to let go here. Allow yourself just to melt into this mat. Just letting everything release. Feel the back of the head as it melts into the earth, the back of the neck. Feel the shoulders and let them just go. Let the tension just release off of them. Feel the shoulder blades. Feel the spine as your breath just runs down into your mid-back, lower back. Feel your lower back and your bum as it's drawing down into the earth, the backs of the legs, the calves, the heels, the feet. Let the toes relax. And just feel the breath as it runs up your legs, back into your hips, into your belly, into your heart, and back to your crown of head. Just let the breath inhale and then exhale. Soften you, relax you, release you. Just a few more breaths here. Just listen for the breath. Feel the breath. And then begin to place one hand onto your belly and one hand onto your heart center. Just allow these palms to just melt into your body, just comforting yourself, letting yourself be taken care of. And just feel the rise and fall of the breath underneath your palms, grounding you, connecting you, comforting you, letting you know everything will be all right. All is well. And then very slowly, just roll over onto your side, coming coming into fetal position. And again, just pause. Finding a space of gratitude, of thanks for something in our lives in this moment, right here, right now. And then very slowly, just beginning to lift yourself up. Finding your seat, no rush. Or you can stay down onto the earth, into your Shavasana a little bit longer. Just feel your body. Maybe you can feel a connection between this practice and you as we reach out to each other, different forms. And then bring these palms together, Anjali Mudra, at your heart center. And just again, that rise and fall, that connection to you. And just bow into yourself here as we take our time over these next few weeks to find self-care as we journey into learning about ourselves a little bit more, something new that we've been challenged with, and just try and move with as much grace as possible, reaching out to others to help us, to guide us, honoring ourselves and honoring each other. Take a nice inhale as you lift your head. Exhale out through the mouth. And you might come with me as we Om, taking a nice inhale. As we bow to ourselves and bow to each other. Namaste. Thank you so much, yogis. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for showing up. You're helping me just as much as I hope I'm helping you stay connected with your physical body, your practice, and your breath. Look forward to doing a class at 6 tonight and a chair yoga class at 12:30 tomorrow. So hope to see you somewhere out there in the world of the internet. Be well.